Hello YouTube, Being from the bedroom here, you guitar junkie with a review about today on this Harley Benton. Do a little bit of playing. I'm gonna just jam out to the track that's on here, whatever it is. I think it's a blues thing, Larry Carlton blues thing. And the first time I play to something is always the best time. So let's see what we have, and then I'll talk about El Guitarro. Good to go. I think so. Oh. So, yeah, I was really bending on the strings, and I didn't stretch the strings on this one as much as I did with the telly back here. And I was curious as to see if they were going to stay in tune, because this guitar again was very close to being in tune. Again, it was just like the telly. It only had maybe 2 or 3 strings that were not right on, the mark, but very close to being tuned to E. So while I was playing it, I was really saying to myself, as I'm doing it, I get stuck in that, and then I realize, don't do that. That's just a bunch of noise. And then I start bending the strings, and then I'm like, well, you bend the strings, you might be knocking it out of tune. So it's not the case. So it still sounds fine to me right now. Yep, 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 and yep. So, yeah, I'm impressed. That's all. It's got, let me untether. Oh, it has the standard vintage tuners, which I do have a set that the tuning keys look identical to this. They almost look like they'll glow in the dark. That are locking. That I had 2 sets, and I'm definitely going to put a set on this guitar. The strings are Diodario, because you could see the color, the colored ends, and I'm not sure what they were on the other one, but yeah, so let me just go from head to toe. The headstock on here, you know, it's got on the back the sexy flute. I just think that I feel more comfortable or confident when I see that on a guitar, that it's just going to be, give it more strength, reinforce the back of the neck. That's just me. You have 22 blacksmith stainless steel medium jumbo frets with no issues. And this is a B stock. I should have said that from the get-go. So I'm trying to find everything I could on it. And to show you that even for a B stock, you know, you really can't go wrong. So I wrote stuff down this time because I forget all the time. It's got a Desert Flame Burst with a AAA Tiger Maple top. And I've seen videos on it where they removed the neck pickup, and you could see there's 6 millimeters, looks almost like a 1/4 of an inch to me, of a proper, you know, real solid Tiger Maple top. I think that's where most of the weight comes from, is the maple top. The body and the neck are Philippine mahogany. Yes. And it is chambered for weight relief. And they say that right on there. Pearlite trapezoids. And the nut is a 42-inch graphite nut. I keep on saying graphite or Graphtec. I'm never sure, but it's graphite, which is sweet because, you know, it's gonna keep it in tune when you're bending on it. The fingerboard is Parfello. I feel like I'm pronouncing that wrong. P-A-U dash F-E-R-R-O. Parfello? Ferro? Parfello? Okay. So yeah, that's what the fingerboard is. Now I looked it up, and it happens to be stated as a South American exotic tone wood. Then I started diving a little bit deeper, and they say that it's a harder and smoother than rosewood. So there you have it. Yeah, I'm full of information today. Surprising you, right? Because I can't rely on my memory. Tesla pickups, and let's go back to the other 2 that I had. I had a red one with Tesla pickups that were chrome covered like this one. Then I had my PAF, I do believe, if I'm pronouncing that correct, my Slash Tiger Maple copy of Slash's guitar. Both of them, as this one is a 550 Deluxe 2. And the pickups on the Slash guitar sounded really good. I mean, I was like, every guitar that Thomann sells should have Tesla pickups. The red one that I had that had these kind of chrome covered Tesla pickups sounded a little low, like the volume wasn't quite there. The other one, and again, because it had a cover on it, maybe the other ones, because they were zebra pickups, they didn't have a cover, and they make it louder. This one here sounds great. It sounds, you know, these, and I was like doubting it, and I said to myself, you know, you're spending, what did I spend on this guitar? This one was $205.11. And I'm like, if you like the way it looks, which I love anything that's got a sunburst to it, and the way it feels and the way it plays, but you have an issue with the pickups, you know, I'll just change the pickups. And because I've done it with my my Chipson Gary Moore guitar, Greenie Moore, I should say. I spent $180 on a pair of pickups. If I had to do that with this, I would order the same pickups and put them in here with, you know, the upside down pickup, reverse polarity, this and that. But I was pleasantly surprised. See, words just don't, words have a hard time coming out too, on how this sounds. And maybe again, because it's chambered, and it's lighter, and it gives you more resonance to the guitar. You know, that could have something to do with it. So yeah, these pickups sound amazing, and I think they were Alico or something like that. See, that I didn't write down. 2 volume, 2 tone, which, you know, I'm going to change the knobs. I might got to put on a pair of the black ones that I have on my Ace Frehley, or the ones I had on my Gold Top that someone else has now, or the brown ones, you know, the big fat brown ones. Probably do like 2 and 2 kind of deal. So yeah, the back on here is, I open it up, and again, I wish I never took the other ones apart and opened them, and I'm gonna do that on every guitar now. Guess what? 500 K-pots, shielded with a spectacular wiring job. The soldering is impeccable, and just a great job. I expected it to be a little bit, let's just say, crappier. Same thing goes here with the toggle switch, you know, and you could see that they paint the whole guitar and they clear coat it all the way in here. So, you know, that's a plus. Now, getting to the nitty gritty with the guitar. It has, well, it's let me put it this way, it's it's so hard to see, but it looks like an overlayer of lacquer down here, and I had some marks on it on my previous first video with the 2 of them, but they wiped it right. I rubbed them right off with the rag. The same thing goes with this spot. It's a flat spot here on the neck, and that looks a lot better. But you could see that it's something with the lacquer that they did on the guitar, and it's real hard to see. And what I did was I pulled out my black light. If anyone knows, if you got a guitar that's like a Gibson like this, and you want to make sure it doesn't have any repairs, like if the headstock was cracked and glued back on, they could do such a job that you can't notice it. And the only way you're going to notice it is if you take a black light, and I I have two of them. Black light to go in a dark room and shine it. And if it was glued, you would see the white glue through the finish of the guitar. And this one here, I did it because I was saying, hey, was that a repair or something? Like, that's impossible. Why would they, something like that, they would just chuck it out. But yeah, it was just a lacquer thing, and I checked it with my black light. So and like I said, the more I polish it, the better it looks. So I just think that what happened is probably with guitars like this is maybe because this one came with the plastic on the pickups, never been played as far as I could tell. I didn't have any scratches on it anywhere. It's just got this where the binding goes around the neck. Down here by the, and I have to find it and point it out, down here by that dot right there, you could see where the binding kind of like droops a little bit. And that is it. That is the only thing I could see on the entire guitar. Nothing else. So I'm thinking, just like the other one, quality control saw it and said that's a B stock. I did fix the other one, by the way. I did. You can see the gap now. There is a gap between the two plastic parts. And all I had to do was put a file to, both of them until I had a nice, just enough to put a pick line through it. I didn't want much of a gap. And so I think that's what's going on with the B stocks. They say it could be lightly used or it could be a blemish. And I think what it is that, especially when you're getting it, and you know that there's still plastic on the pickups and plastic on the pick guards and stuff like that, I think that they just didn't make it through quality control. And for whatever little, reason, which is good for Harley Benton, because they don't want to put stuff out there. And when they do put something out there like this, and where you could see a little bit of the shellac was like oversprayed, they don't want it to jeopardize their name and the quality of their guitars. So they say, okay, that's a B stock, and that's it. So, this thing, these sell for like, I've seen them for about $260, $270-ish. It depends. And like I said, I don't think they're making this model anymore. I think they're just, because the ones that when I started looking this one up again, I couldn't find the one that I had ordered, and when I went back to it, it said Desert Flame Burst. And when I was checking the website, I couldn't find a Desert Flame Burst brand new. I could find the tobacco. So, and the tobacco is a little bit more darker up around here. You don't see the wood grain right there. It kind of like goes off into a V shape by the pickup. So I don't know if this is, an older model or not, but I can't, well, the serial number looks like it says 21. So maybe this is a 2-year-old guitar and, they went with something else. But the top on here, you can't really see it, but the way it shimmers, it's, I could see it. It's not picking it up on my phone, so as it is when I'm looking at it right here. So it's quite impressive, And the other thing is this low cut, this whole thing to get down there. I was playing my my other one, my Greenie Moore and my Bad Cat, and then after playing this and you go to that one, you feel like not allowed, denied, kind of thing. So yeah, I can't think of anything else about the guitar other than these Tesla chrome covered pickups sound to me much better, twice as better as the ones I had on my red one. That was like more of a jazzy kind of like low volume, maybe 7-8 ohms, you know, on the humbuckers, where they should be at least, in my opinion, above 10, you know, 10 to 14, 16 ohms coming out of there, if I'm even pronouncing that correctly. And I never even touched these pickups either. So everything is set up on this right out of the box. Pretty good. Yeah, I'm impressed. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Have a good day.